What is going on, everybody? We are back from Colorado, our week at Texas Toast Guitars, and we are back on schedule. So let's get into some news. There is a bunch of it for every budget, from 99 bucks all the way to crazy money. First, we're going to talk about JHS and their 3 series of pedals. These are really cool. I think they're up to like 13 now with the 2 latest entries that you see here. These things are all 99 bucks, which is really cool. We'll leave a link to them in the description. If you use those links, it helps out the channel a little bit. I'll try to find as many links as I can to all this stuff today. But anyway, there's a couple of pedals here that are really cool. The harmonic tremolo, which is going after like a 60s Fender sort of tremolo with a couple of different modes there. And then also an octave reverb, which is going to give you a reverb with some octaves in the decay to give you sort of a shimmery sort of thing, which is pretty cool. Both of these effects are usually, let's just say they're usually more expensive. So to get them into a $99 package like this is pretty cool. I like the idea of a trem. I'm a tremolo person, so I might pick one of these up. This is a little interesting thing. Speaking of tremolo and that sort of switchy, volumey thing, the pickup Leslie is this retrofittable onboard tremolo effect that you can put into a guitar. Now they've got them in a couple of different situations here for Gibson and for Fender style stuff. You can see like the template where you actually replace the pots in your guitar with this little dude, and then there's a super capacitor that goes with it, so it doesn't take a battery. And when you plug in the guitar somehow, I don't really understand how this works, but it charges up this super capacitor, and which I don't get how that works. So I'm not really sure how it charges, because a guitar cable shouldn't be able to charge it. But anyways, long and short of it is, super capacitor, a few hours of playing time, 10 I think, and you can put this thing in your guitar and it will kind of give you, with push-pulls and a couple of other things, it'll give you sort of that tremolo effect, reminiscent to when Jimi Hendrix would like switch really fast between pickup positions. So apparently this is really cool. I've never seen anything like this. Batteryless super capacitor, never seen anything like this before. Kind of interesting. Really niche-y, but might be cool. It used to be only available as an add-on to this guy's custom guitars, that he would mod the guitar that way, but now he's making a standalone circuit that you could get. Pretty cool. It's weird, but cool. I had to mention it. So here we go with more impulse responses and tube amp combinations. This is Laney amp, modeled after Tony Iommi's LA100BL. So this is the Supergroup tube amp. So what they've done is worked with 2 notes to come up with IRs that go in this thing. So it's a standalone thing that you can use as a regular amp, kind of like what this Blackstar is doing, where you can, the Blackstar St. James that I have over here, where you can use it as a regular amp, or you can use the built-in IRs and use this thing in the studio, which is the way I use that one most of the time. This is very cool, and I think this is going to continue to be a trend. Now, this Laney amp is a real tube amp. It has tubes in it. It is the thing, but to be able to record with it and to be able to go line out with it, to be able to use this in a more realistic setting than just everything on 10 and too loud for all your neighbors, this is definitely a trend that I can totally get behind. So speaking of Blackstar and this impulse response sort of thing, Blackstar has been doing these, what are these things called? The Department 10, which is this pedal-sized deal that goes on your pedal board. This is called the Amped 1, I believe. Yep, Amped 1, and it is 100 watts. Now the idea here is to be able to have 2, what do they call them? Power valve responses. So we're looking at KT88, 6L6, EL34, 6V6, and EL84 power tube response modes. The idea is to put all of these tones, as well as some preamp responses, as well as some speaker responses, into this box, have powered to 100 watts. There are no tubes in it. You put it on the board, you put all your pedals with it, and you can build an entire rig on this thing. You power up to a 16 ohm speaker, or you can go direct out. This is the trend. We are doing this. We are doing really good power amp stuff on a pedal board or the thing we just talked about with the Laney thing. The world is going this way, and I like it. Epiphone has released a Tony Iommi version of the Gibson Custom Shop and Gibson Artist version, the signature version of his SG. So it's basically a mahogany body, you know, normal deal. Indian Laurel fretboard, I believe, 12-inch radius, normal Gibson stuff in an Epiphone package. It's got the Epiphone Pro humbuckers in chrome, as you can see there. And it looks pretty much like Tony Iommi's guitar. It's the thing. It's got a signature on the peg head, and it's $999. So pretty cool. If you want the Tony Iommi thing, but you don't want to spend Gibson artist prices. Jackson has released some Jackson Custom Shop versions of some pointy stuff, some Rhodes and a Dinky. You can see them here. One of these has an Evertune bridge on it. We are talking serious custom shop prices, up to one of these is like $7,500. So if you're interested in this Jackson Custom Shop stuff, here you go. I'll try to find a link to it, but I don't know if I will on this one because these are pretty special things. Charvel has done pretty much exactly the same thing, and they have made some super custom shop versions here. You can see them here. There's way too much to talk about here, but if you're interested, I'll try to leave a link to these as well. They look fancy, and they are expensive, and they are custom shop Charvels. And more custom shop stuff, this time from Gretsch. So the Gretsch's Custom Shop Masterbuilt collection. We've got a Falcon with the maple top. I think we've got a Country Gentleman here, and we've got a Baritone. Again, custom shop prices, very, very special stuff. Very pretty. You can see it here in the pictures. I bet these are amazing guitars. Fender has also come out with some limited edition stuff based on and made with the custom shop. You can see them here. We got a couple of Strats, a Tele. I'd like to point out a couple of special things here. Over all the way on that side, you've got a double P90 Strat, which I am totally down with. I think that's cool. And then if you look at that Esquire, the pickup is reversed. So it's a left-handed bridge pickup on a right-handed guitar to reverse the angle. These guitars are somewhere between $4,500 and $6,500, depending. I'm not sure exactly where and when you can buy these guitars, when they're going to be available. But they are really cool. And I actually don't know either, because this is custom shop stuff and special edition, limited edition stuff. I don't know how many there are. So do some Googling, see if you can find these things if you're interested. That backwards Tele bridge thing might be kind of cool. I feel like I should do a video on how that would change the sound. I've got a Tele coming. Maybe we'll mess with that. Fender's worked with Johnny Marr again to come up with another Jag. This is the Johnny Marr signature model, but it's in a new color, Fever Dream Yellow, and it is a limited edition. It's very similar to his older guitars. This has got Johnny Marr bare knuckle pickups in it, and then it's got some stuff done to the tremolo so it works better, a sleeve on the arm so it doesn't slip around, some other Johnny Marr specific things. It's very similar to the white one and the other ones that they've done before, but in this limited edition Fever Dream Yellow. Every year, Fender comes out with basically a drop of a crazy custom shop version for each of its custom shop builders. I think it's just a thing that each of them do. So there are 13 of them. So they're crazy. There's a few of them in this picture right here. They need no introduction. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, it's on a whole nother level. As far as how crazy they are, the colors, the combinations, the woods, the various materials used, obviously just next level Fender custom shop stuff, all Masterbuilt, obviously, and pretty much one of a kind to each of those builders, 13 of them in total. And Gibson and Kirk Hammett have worked together to come up with a custom shop relic version of the Peter Green Les Paul. This is probably one of the most famous 59 bursts of all time. And of course, Kirk Hammett owns it now. And so he worked with them. The guitar looks exactly like it. I mean, it's really, really cool. Down to a Brazilian rosewood fretboard, which is really interesting. They say a period correct, or it sounds to me like they had some old Brazilian rosewood from sitting around, so they were able to use it. It also said because of the CITES ban, this guitar will only be available in the United States because of the way rosewood stuff works. But anyways, really cool, and it will be 50 of them, and they will be available only from the Gibson garage, and they did not put a price. So you probably know what that means, but if you want one of these, my guess is by the time you see this, these are already sold, because I think this came out like 6 or 7 days ago. Pretty cool. Unobtainium for most people, based even just on the volume of these things, but holy smokes, pretty cool. Thanks for hanging out. This is really cool. This has been from $99 all the way to unobtainium with no price. When you see call for price, you obviously know what that means. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us with the news. We've got a live stream coming out on Thursday. We've got a cool video coming out on Monday. We are going to go this afternoon and fill the van with gas and with water, because we're going to be on the receiving end of this hurricane that's coming out of Florida. So for everybody that's in Florida dealing with this thing, I hope you're okay. Let us know in the comments if you are having to deal with this thing, please. And just do a check-in. That'd be awesome. And we'll let you know how we're doing tomorrow and Friday and Monday. We're not on the dangerous side of this thing. So for those of you that are, please do me a favor and check it in the comments. That'd be cool. Also, we got some cool stuff coming out next week. We've got a new telly coming probably Friday, although that depends on the weather with the stuff. So we'll see how it goes. And we got a bunch of stuff shipping out to you because we're making a bunch of stuff this week. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will see you in the next video.